Shirley Rocket.
And I'm Dorothy Ann Matthews.
And we are doing a making of a pinup series. Today we are going to focus on a basic pin curl set and a couple of ways to style it. So to start this look, you're going to need pin curl clips. I use the double prong clips because they hold heavier hair a lot easier, but they also make single prong, so whichever you're comfortable with. You're going to need a 1-inch curling iron. And then I just use heat protecting spray. This is from Tresemme. This is to make sure that you don't damage your hair while you're curling it. Okay, so we're going to start by sectioning the hair off on the part that we want. So which side do you want your part on? So it's heavy on the side? Okay. And then we're going to do an all-over spray with the heat protecting spray to make sure that we don't damage anything. And then we're just going to brush that through. And then we're going to start by taking 1-inch sections. And we start at the top because we want to get as much volume as possible there. So we're going to start up there so that we can pull it over as far as we need to. And then I always start my curls at the base, and then I move up and I feed the curl through so that the tips of your hair are getting less heat than the base of your hair. The tips of your hair are going to be more fragile, and so you don't want to overheat them in the attempt to get the top or the outside hot. So then from here, we're just going to pull this curl off of the curling iron. And we're going to grab a pin curl clip, and we are just going to pin that in place. Now, because we are heat setting, I'm doing stand-up pin curls rather than lay-down pin curls. You can do lay-down pin curls with a heat set. That's how I would do it if you were going to let it sit overnight. Since we're just going to let this sit for a little while here, we're just going to do stand-up. It's an easier way to do it. You don't have to twist the hair and figure out which way it's going to go. So from there, we're just going to take 1-inch sections. We're going to go all the way down one side of the hair, then we're going to go all the way down this side, and then we're going to split the back in two and go all the way down. So for the sake of adding more volume to the side, I'm going to do it in 2 sections. I could go either way, but more volume is always better. Okay, so we have all the curls in, down this side, and then down the back in 2 rows. We're going to let this sit for about 20 minutes and then we'll come back. So now we're going to take the pin curls out in the opposite direction that we put them in so that we don't get anything tangled on each other. And as we're taking them out, you're just going to pull, or let me turn this way. As you take them out, just let the pin curls drop in whatever direction that they go in, and then we'll brush through them in a minute. And from here, I'm just going to run my fingers through the back to kind of let all of those curls untangle. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some height in this part of the hair. So we are going to section it off and we're just going to tease it. There are a lot of kinds of teasing brushes and combs that you can use. The two that I recommend, if you're going to do just for volume and you don't want it to be stiff enough to actually hold height, I would use this kind. It's a flat brush. These bristles are super, super bendy. It's going to put a tease in your hair, but it's not going to be a very firm tease. It's just going to give you volume. For what we're looking for, I'm going to use this brush, which has these really coarse bristles that are very firm, so it'll stick in there. So we're going to start, and we're just going to do really small sections and just tease from the base. And so when you tease, we're just going to go up and then down, and then you're going to pull your brush out and go down again. This way you're not causing knots, you're just pushing it to you're pushing the hair to the base. This also makes it easier to comb out. I see a lot of people, when they're teasing, go up and down like this, and what you're doing is you're causing a bunch of knots, which will hold your volume, but when it comes to brushing out, you're going to break your hair and cause a lot of damage. We're going to take a little bit of hairspray. I use Aquanet, and we're just going to do a little once over so that this tease has some staying power. And once that's all the way dry, we're just going to flip it over to the side we want it on. And now we're going to shape it. So that's the only time that I'm ever really going to spray hairspray directly onto the hair. The rest of the time I'm going to put it on this brush. And the reason is that if you spray a lot of hairspray on your hair, it's going to cause a lot of density, and it's going to cause a lot of weight. And the more weight that you have, the less gravity defying your hair is going to be. And right now we're just going to smooth it out and kind of see where we want it to go. Alright, that's perfect. I like to use my hand to form this front sort of wave. It's a solid size for it, and then also it lets you kind of feel what the hair is doing. Now I'm going to take my Denman styling brush. If you don't have one, I recommend getting one. They are really fantastic for vintage hairstyling. It doesn't pull your hair a lot. So I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to brush these curls on this end together and around my hand so that they form one nice little curl right here. And it's okay to twist it back so that the curl stays. Alright, and so now I'm just going to brush the rest of the curls so that this back part is smooth in the back, and then all the curl kind of sits at the bottom. So now I just sprayed hairspray on this one more time, and I'm just going to do a once over on the back so that there aren't any flyaways. And that's the basic hairstyle. So from here, we can style this a lot of ways. So we can pull this side up if we would like. To do this, I would recommend teasing, and then there's a trick with the bobby pins. So the first thing I would do is smooth this back. Add a little bit of tease right behind so that the bobby pins have something to stick into. Smooth it one more time to make sure that you didn't cause any flyaways right there. Okay, so now you're going to take your bobby pins with the crimpy side up. You're going to open it up, and then you're going to pull up, flip your bobby pin all the way over, and push down so that it sticks into that tease. I do this on my own hair. Sometimes it takes one bobby pin, sometimes it takes 3. It just depends on where your hair is that day. I've got 2 in this one, and then we're just going to form these curls a little bit. There we go. Okay. So you can do that, and you can add a big flower to it. You can add multiple flowers. So if you add 2 orchids, you get more of a Hawaiian sort of look. We can also add things that go within a theme, like if you were in a Halloween, I have these cute little spider clips that you can add. Another thing you can do is add a scarf to this look. Fold the one point down, flip it over, fold the other point down. So you've got like this, and fold the whole thing in half. And then you'll just come up underneath. You want to go over the ears, and then we want to stay behind this beautiful little wave that we just made in the front. So we're going to take the whole wave out. And make a pretty little bow. To secure a chiffon scarf, I recommend taking 2 bobby pins crimpy side down, and then just pin them right behind your ears so that no one can see them. And that should keep it in place. Always remember to use bobby pins that match your hair color. So there you have it. That's a lot of ways that you can style a vintage pin curl set. I really hope that this helped you all out, and have a good day. We'll see you next time.